you really like this new hair. Were you just being nice? Hey friends, it's me, Amy Rebecca, your internet bestie for all things personal development, intentional living and dream chasing. And today is a struggle. I've still got this cold and instead of getting better, it seems to be getting worse. I don't know what's going on. It took me over an hour and a half to put my makeup on today because I just kept sneezing it back off. Also, I still have not figured out what to do with my hair since I got layers cut in, or how I'm supposed to be styling it. I feel like I look like a guitarist from the 80s right now. I don't love it. And what about you? How are you doing today? You good? I hope you're good. Today we're going to be doing my monthly financial update. It is coming a little bit early this month. Usually I like to do it on the first Friday of the new month so we can reflect back. Technically, August hasn't actually finished yet, but I'm going to be in Dubrovnik next week for my birthday, so we're bringing this forward a little bit and we're doing it a little bit early. As per always, we're going to reflect back on everything I've spent over the last month. Did I manage to stick to my budget or did I not? Then we're going to set the new budget for next month. We're going to go through my side hustle challenge and how I'm coming along with that, making money doing all bits and pieces on the side. And then we're going to do some cash stuffing. Anyway, between the hair and the sinuses, I just feel like the world's biggest hot mess this morning, so let's just jump into it. First things first, we got to talk about coffee of the month. This month I am drinking Lavazza Torino Italia 1895. It looks like this, and I got it from Tesco. I believe it was on offer for £4. The reason I went for this one is because front and centre it says for planet, managing climate change. Like most things in the world at this point, coffee production has a real dark underside. There's a lot of exploitation that goes on, exploitation of people, exploitation of the planet, of the environment, and it's really difficult as someone who cares deeply about environmental impacts, fair wages for workers, to choose a coffee that is going to align with my values. And the truth is, I don't feel properly educated on that. Maybe that's something I could do a deep dive in. I should do a little bit of research. Shall I make a video about it? I feel like that could be interesting for all of us to learn more. Anyway, that is why I typically go towards coffees that are Rainforest Alliance certified, that make some kind of effort to be sustainable in coffee production. And I hadn't tried this brand before, so I thought I would give it a go. I'm gonna be completely honest, it's not one of my favorites. The notes in it just aren't what I personally like. I like a coffee with sometimes some chocolate notes. I like something with a little bit of smokiness sometimes, you know, like you can get those bourbon coffees. Oh, big fan. This has got a little bit more of an edge to it to me, whereas I like my coffee a little bit smoother. And by no means am I a coffee expert. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I just know that it's not my favorite. So let's get into my spreadsheet and take a look at what I spent in August. Obviously, August isn't finished at this point, so we're going to have to assume that I'm not going to run out and spend like £1,000 in the next couple of days. I promise that's not something I'm planning on doing. Okay, so as usual, I'm going to link the spreadsheet that you see me using down in the description box, along with a coupon code so you can get some money off. I love this. As a spreadsheet nerd, this just speaks to my soul because it's color coded and it has all the different types of graphs. This is what I live for. Anyway, let's just dive straight into these numbers. Love that we have no reds this month. Look at that. Beautiful. Love it when we come in the black. This feels like a major victory to me because for the last few months, as many of you know, I have reduced my budget down by £100, trying to kind of counteract some of the unavoidable expenses I had earlier on in the year, and then later into the year, and then in an ongoing way with my car. So I set myself a budget of £650. As you'll see, we had some additional income this month, which I will go into in a little bit, but I came in way under budget. Way under budget. Actually, even more under budget than this, because I just realised I didn't spend any money on petrol this month. Usually I put £50 in, and I didn't. So I don't know whether to let that accrue and keep it in my cash stuffing binder, but I don't think I'm going to. I think what I'm going to do is reassign that petrol money to travel money, and I'll take that £50 and turn it into euros for my trip next week. Trips, that's the one. So that's great. So let's look at my budget that I set myself last month and how well I was able to stick to that. As you can see, I have gone over in quite a few categories, but that's okay because I did come way under overall, and that's the main thing. So groceries, I set a budget of £15 and I actually spent £19.06. So it's a little bit over, but it's not too bad. Eating out, I set myself the budget of £40 and only spent £9.39. That's not because I didn't eat out at all in August. It's just I like to make a distinction between eating out because I'm too lazy to cook and eating out as a social event that I'm intentionally using as a way to meet up with people. I think those are two very different things. Petrol, obviously didn't spend anything. Car maintenance is stuck at 50. Gifts, I cash stuffed another 30. Health, I cash stuffed another 35 for my contact lenses. Beauty treatments, I spent 60 because I obviously got my hair cut. That has since been plaguing my life because I don't know how to style it. But that's okay, even though we went a little bit over, because I had money in my cash stuffing envelope. So that is where we had that additional £5. Clothing, we went a little bit wild this month. I wasn't planning on buying anything, and then I accidentally spent £50.29, which again is fine because I was able to cover all of that with what I had in my Vinted account. I made a substantial sale this month. I sold like a designer bag that I had for like £90 or something, and so I went out, I got a replaced pair of shoes that were completely battered. I got a new rain jacket because I didn't have one for £5 from the charity shop. I bought a new jumper, just a few different things that really were key pieces that I know I'll get a lot of use out of, and that was completely covered by what I had made on Vinted, so it's not coming out of my regular budget, so I feel completely fine about that. Makeup, I budgeted £12 and then spent £34.79. But recently in a vlog, I did a little mini makeup haul of what I bought. And I ended up, even though I spent more than I intended to, it was because they had a lot of good deals on, and it meant that I could spend a little bit more and just get more for my money. Like, it was buy one get 50% off on my favourite setting spray, and I go through so much of it, it just made sense to get to. So yeah, that went a little bit over, but I didn't buy anything I didn't need or won't use. Skincare, my plan was to spend £0 and I spent £7.50. That was a little bit more of an impulse buy. I bought a bunch of those face masks from Primark that I have been obsessing over recently. Hair care, I budgeted £6, which was probably for hairspray. I ended up spending £26.99 because I needed new shampoo, new conditioner. Oh, I bought this. So I'm going grey. I looked it up, like, why am I going grey when I am still so young? Practically still a mere babe. Why am I going grey? And apparently, pernicious anemia can cause premature greying of your hair, which I hate, but it is what it is. I'm not interested at all in starting to dye my hair. Number one, because it's expensive. Number two, because it's time consuming. And number three, I really just like the colour that my hair is. And I'm not like super grey at all. I just have like one or two little strands every now and then, which you can't even see right now. But sometimes when I put my hair back in a ponytail, I'm like, yikes. So I bought this little wand from Superdrug, £4.99. It's like a little mascara wand, and I literally, if I've got my hair back in a bun or something, I just cover up the little stray strands and it's perfect. So I don't know, if you've started to notice a few little stray greys, this seems like a much easier alternative to committing to like dye the whole thing, you know? Anyway, what were we talking about? Toiletries, didn't buy any. Books, didn't buy any. Takeaways, did not buy any. Hobbies, why have I not paid for my race entry? Because that was why I budgeted so much. Oh, I put it on my credit card, that's why. So I will have to pay for that in September. I need to make a mental note of that when I set September's budget, because I'm doing my 10k next month, and the race entry was actually way more than I was expecting. But I put it on my credit card. So charity, we went a little bit over, that's fine. Transport, which is just parking, I went a little bit over. I find myself paying for parking a lot recently, and I don't like that for me. Trips, I budgeted 100 because I guess I wanted to put away 100. I can't remember. I always have the best of intentions and the best of ideas, and then I forget to follow through on them. But yeah, look, I put aside that £50 that was meant to be for petrol, and I've still come in under budget, so that £140 can go towards euros anyway. Social, I budgeted 50 and spent 43.65, so that's pretty good. Drinks, yikes, in a big way. I budgeted 0. I went out on a new bestie brunch club, which is this thing I started on TikTok for like women in the local area to come and meet friends. We went to this barn dance, which was great, but the drinks in that place were pretty pricey, and I will hold up my hands and say your girl did have 4 margaritas. But look, I love a margarita, and you can't get them anywhere where I live. People don't know how to make a margarita. So when I saw a margarita on the menu, I was like, it's gotta happen. Coffee, I went a little bit over because I was exceptionally bougie with my coffee choice. Personal, I cash stuffed 15 and I spent 15 on going to the contrast therapy place that I went to a little while ago. I went back there. It's where you like dunk yourself in freezing cold water and then go in a sauna and then dunk yourself again, and it's miserable in the moment, but it makes you feel really good afterwards. And then miscellaneous, I budgeted 10 and only spent £7.56, which is great. I came in under budget by a lot. So now let's set out a budget for September. So let's stick to £650 for September. Let's try that and see how it goes. I envision September being a really expensive month for me because I'm going to Dubrovnik and it is my birthday month. But let's see if we can budget out £650 and make that work. And as you can see, I've already got some expenses in here because I just copied and pasted all of my regular cash stuffing that I do at the beginning of every month. So I don't even have to think about that, but I do have to think about my phone and my Spotify subscription. So those have to go in too. Okay, so with that, I will have £414.49 left to spend after cash stuffing. So let's budget this out. So for groceries, I'm going to put in £15 again. Eating out, I absolutely will be doing after I finish my 10k. I've already planned everything that I'm gonna eat as a reward for finishing the race. So I envision myself spending like £40 on that one meal alone. The only thing that's going to be powering me through that run is the thought of what I'm eating at the Greek restaurant afterwards. Petrol, we're going to need to put in 50. Car maintenance will be 50. Gifts, we will cash stuff 30. Health, we will cash stuff 35. I do need to get some more flat shoes because mine, I will insert a clip so you can see that I truly have worn them until they cannot be worn anymore. So I'm going to try and get maybe some on Vinted. I don't know. Let's say I spend £30 on new shoes, but that will come out of my Vinted budget anyway, so I don't know. Makeup, I do need to get a new primer, so I'm going to put £10 in there. Skincare, I would like to replace one of my serums that I just used up, but let's put that in tentatively and see how the rest of the budget goes. Hair care, I need a new hair mask. Toiletries, I don't think I need anything. Books, no. Takeaways, let's put 15. Hobbies, I will actually have to pay for my race this time, and I've said that for the last 3 months, but it's on my credit card, so I'll have to pay that off in September. That was £40. £40 they're charging me so that I can be miserable for like 80 minutes of my life, probably more. I don't think I'm going to be able to run it in 80 minutes. I think it's going to take longer. £40 for that. £11 for my gym membership, and let's assume I spend another random £5. I'm gonna need to meet with my pageant coach too. 85. That's a lot. Charity, £12.50. Transport, apparently I'm paying to park everywhere I go recently, so I guess we'll put another 5 in there. Trips, I'm gonna circle back to, because if I can pull money out of my monthly budget to cover my costs in Croatia, that would be preferable to pulling money out of my savings, but this budget is tight, so let's see. Social, let's put £4.50. Drinks, I will be having a Prosecco for my birthday, so we're gonna say, let's put 20. I don't envision myself spending that much, but let's just put it anyway. Coffee, 5. Personal, we're gonna cash stuff 30, and miscellaneous, let's put 10. With that, I should have £46 left over, which doesn't really leave me a lot of money for Dubrovnik, and that might just have to come out of savings instead. Okay, and with that vote of absolute confidence in myself, let's go into the side hustle challenge and what I've been able to make on the side in August. Okay, so the side hustle challenge, the whole point of this was to try and side hustle my way to Vegas by October. Actually, not just Vegas, also LA, because I thought, well, if you're in for a penny, you're in for a pound, quite literally, because it worked out to be like a majorly expensive trip, and I'm trying to cover the cost of that by doing little bits on the side. I'm gonna tell you something, okay? People on the internet make it look really easy. They're always like, oh, I side hustled like £900 this month. How did you do that? Jet, how did you do that? My goal is to get to £2,500, give or take. And we're not quite there yet, is what I will say. But let's take a look at exactly what I managed to do in August. So affiliate links, I made £26.51, which was substantially less than I got in July. I don't know if that was because I was posting fewer affiliate links, or if, I don't know, but that number is not ideal really. KDP, which is where I sell my book, Just As I Am, as well as my This Time Next Year life planner on Amazon. So Amazon pay me for all of the sales that get made through Amazon. Digital products, I made £49.17, which again is less than last month, and that's on me because I haven't been promoting things as much. Etsy, I made £0. Also UGC, I made £0. TikTok shop, which I set up last month to start selling my This Time Next Year life planners directly on TikTok. It has been a complete catastrophe. I ordered a batch of planners. I sold out within the first hour. That was great. I then took that money and I reinvested it into more stock, so a bigger box of planners. And when those planners arrived, they were defective. There was an issue with the printing, and when I tried to get my money back from Amazon and send them back, they wouldn't let me. You would think that with a big company like Amazon, you could expect, number one, decent customer service, and number two, for them to have some integrity in what they're selling, and they just don't. So that has obviously created some problems, because they still charged me full price for those planners. I can't sell them for full price. I've held off on selling them at all, and the off chance that I could convince them that I could send them back and get a refund, and that hasn't happened. So now I'm thinking I'll sell them at a reduced price just to cover the cost of what I spent on them. But it's just like not what you need. When you're trying to get your way to Vegas, you just need things to go smoothly. So if you look down here, I spent £143.83 on planners that are just sitting in a box downstairs that I don't know, maybe I can sell and get the cost of that back. So yeah, that's annoying, because you can see here I got paid £180.84 for the planners that I sold last month, but that is not profit, because last month I spent nearly £100. So the profit on the first batch of planners was about £80, and then I spent 140 on the new batch of planners, which I've seen no profit from at all. So at the moment I'm working at a loss, which is not ideal. Another thing that is new this month is that I decided to start trying reselling on Vinted, because there was a big clearance section at a charity shop I went into the other day, and they had everything for £1, and they were just trying to clear everything out. So I picked up a few things, and obviously that has put me at a loss as well, because I've spent all that money up front and haven't earned anything back yet. Yeah, total for the month, I thought that said £11.42, and I wasn't even shocked. No, it's £111.42, and then hopefully I'll be able to make this £140 back and start seeing a little bit of profit from what I'm reselling on Vinted. I'll link my Vinted down below in case you want to see it. So that brings my grand total to £350.39. I don't know what any of these random numbers are. I don't know why they're there. So that's a far cry from £2,500. We got 2 months to go. Can I side hustle £1,000 a month for the next 2 months? Probably not. But you know what? You never know. Okay, that's depressing. We're going to close that down, and we're going to go on to cash stuffing. Okay, we're trying out a little bit of a new angle today to see how that works. But I have my cash stuffing binders here. I have my cash ready to stuff, and let's just do this thing. I don't have any 5s, so wish me luck. Let's start with the purple binder, which is more kind of long-term sinking funds. And we have the gifts envelope. I need to put £30 in there. This is adding up really nicely, which takes some of the pressure off for Christmas, because usually what I would do would be any money I have left over out of my monthly budget would go in a Christmas tin. But because I have been reducing my budget down to kind of counteract all of the money I've spent on my car this year, I haven't had a lot of money left over, and if I have, I've been oh, come on. Okay, anyway, yeah, so I haven't been regularly putting money into that Christmas tin this year. So having an envelope where we are stacking up on the gift money, it feels really good. Right now I have 20, 40, 60, 80, £135 in there, which is great. Like, that's a really good start for when it comes to buying Christmas gifts. My car envelope needs another 25, because the other 25 is going towards my insurance that I now pay for monthly. My personal envelope needs another 30. Charity needs 10, and then I need 15 for my phone. Also, I had £1 left in my purse at the end of this month, so we're going to pop that into my £1 savings challenge. And that now takes us up to 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, £36. So it's almost full. And then in my pink cash stuffing binder, I have more of my kind of day-to-day spending that I just like to put the money aside for. So my beauty envelope needs another 55. That did take a little bit of a battering last month because I did my hair and my nails. So I now have 20, 40, 60, 80, 102, which, that's not bad. Health needs another 35, so I can get my contact lenses next week. And, well, I still have the 50 in there from last month's petrol, so I'm just going to leave that in there, and then we're good to go. Okay, that is cash stuffed, budgeted, and I'm ready for a new month. I'm so proud of myself for coming in so massively under budget in August. Can I replicate that in September? I don't know. Pop back next month and we'll find out, I guess. Please remember that you are enough just as you are. I love you so much, and I will see you soon. Bye, guys.